So crazy. So I just had a situation happen to me where, like, whatever, I was driving, because, I was driving, but, like, someone got into my car and they smell like pure cigarettes, and I hate that. And, sometimes, like, when I look at, like, dating and stuff like that, like, I always settle for what I don't really want, And I was doing this thing for a while, comparing dating to me trying to purchase and buy a car. Because, there's a car that I really want, but I don't just want to get any old car. I want to get the car that I want. I want it made the way I want it, the seats how I want it, the color how I want it, everything how I want it. And it's so crazy because I did make a friendship which I really enjoyed. We had a lot in common. We didn't really have a lot in common. It's kind of like me and my marriage. We didn't have a lot in common. And I feel like I was just settling for, settling. And just like what I just did, saying, oh, we had a lot in common, I was lying to myself. We didn't. Like, they like to sit in the house and relax, and I like to travel and go. Just like with Deo and me, like, we didn't have a lot in common. I like to travel, and he liked to hang out in houses with his friends and smoke weed and drink, and I like to go to work and work 2-3 jobs and think about my future, and he would like to work his one job and think about his day-to-day, and we just lived 2 different lives. It was like 2 different worlds, and the Bible says, how can 2 walk together lest be agreed, and we just didn't agree. And it's like, for the person to just get in my car and smell like smoke, like, it just reminded me that, like, for that one person to come in my car, I'm like, ew, yuck, like, I hate that smell. But when it was in a relationship, it's just like, oh, I'll settle for it because they're cute, or they make me feel some type of way, or I have feelings for them, But on a regular day, here's this female in my car smelling smoke, and I'm like, oh my God, why, And so, sometimes we do that. We just settle for what really is not good for us, or what we don't really want. And I don't want to settle for something that is not good for me, or what I don't want, or have to. Now, there's a difference, when you have to make compromises, but when you're just compromising on way too much, like, there's things that you can compromise on, and there's just things that are just a no-go when it comes to compromising. And for me, one thing that I can't compromise on is drugs. I don't want drugs in my life. I don't want them in my life. That's a big no-go for me. I don't want the street life in my life. That's a really no-go for me. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So for me, why should I have to tolerate any of that? I shouldn't, because I don't do it at all. And people will be like, well, that's unfair. How? It's unfair to me because I don't do any of it. So why should I have to tolerate it if I don't do it? Is it rude? Is it mean? No, it's not rude or mean. I shouldn't have to tolerate. I don't make someone put up with it, so why should someone make me put up with it? It's just one of those things. It's just like, for me, like, I have cats. If someone doesn't like my cats, well, then you don't have to be with me. My cats are not going nowhere. Just like, your habits may not go anywhere. Okay, well, then I just don't have to be with you. It's just that simple, you know what I'm saying? Like, your habits are not going anywhere, then keep your habits. Just don't have me. Just like I'm not getting rid of my cats, just I'm not, you know, it's the same thing. It's just one of those things that it's a deal breaker for me, you know, like it's just one of those things. But it doesn't mean that, you know, like I said, me and my friend, you know, I loved his soul, but we just, you know, there were just things like he smoked cigarettes, you know, and he drank and he went to the club, you know, and for me, you know, like, it was cool that we were able to kick it and I would be able to rest and watch movies and stuff like that, but our lives didn't match each other. They didn't, you know, we weren't going in the same direction. We weren't headed in the same path as each other. And so when you're just not headed in the same path, you just can't keep walking together or going in the same way. You know, it's like for me in my marriage, you know, it's just one of those things, you know. You know, if D got in a relationship today, you know, it'd probably be with someone who smoked and drank and hung out. And, you know, like to hang out in people's houses and smoke and drink, you know, and didn't have the same expectations, high expectations as I have to want to buy a house, to want to build your credit, to want to get new cars, to want to, you know, do those things, you know, and that's on him to, you know, want to be with someone who doesn't have the same expectations of me, you know. For me, you know, I was called, you know, BITCH for wanting higher expectations and pushing for those things, you know, but it was only mean because he didn't want them, you know, and I can't fight you on something that you don't want, you know. And so, like the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? We didn't agree, so of course there's going to be a lot of back and forth and headbutting because we just don't agree that, you know, I want better for my life and other things for my life other than sitting in the house and smoking and getting high all day and drinking after I work my job. No, I want to bust my butt, work 2-3 jobs and, you know, accomplish all my goals. You know, like, you know, life is short, you know, and yeah, there's times for certain things, but like I said, like I want to go to Disney, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I want to travel the world. I want to go to more than just Disney. I'm going to Vegas. You know, I want to go to Thailand and to Paris and I want to see the world. You know, but I can't do that if I'm just sitting around getting high in a house all day with you and your friends, which I wasn't doing that. I was at work working 2 jobs. But do you know what I'm saying? So, oh gosh, the life, the choices, but yeah, but you know, you just have to agree that you're going down the same direction, same path, and once you do, and you find someone who you agree with, who wants the same things as you, you can better walk together, you know? And so, yeah. I'm so excited. I'm on my way to my favorite place, Ross's. Yay! So I can get a shirt for Disney. Because I'm going. I don't care, you know? It's something that I want to do for myself. I believe I deserve it. I deserve something really good for me. And that's what I have to keep telling myself. Every time I do something for myself, I tell myself, you deserve this. Because if I don't, I will sit there and not do anything for myself because I don't believe I deserve a lot of things. But I do. I deserve a lot because I work hard.